Welcome to Tech This Way.
Okay, welcome back, BrandGeeks, Manisah and Silmy.
Hello.
How are you guys?
Doing good. Finally out and about after so long.
After so long?
Yeah.
So you guys are the second interview I'm doing live, face to face, and my first repeat podcaster guest. Welcome back.
Updates.
Yeah, so I guess today's session really is to figure out, just to find out your thoughts about.
But we're 1 meter, right?
Of course.
Social distancing. Okay, just in case people are gonna slam you in the comments.
Yeah, you guys are a couple, so it's okay.
Okay,
so
we're in our bubble.
Correct, the bubble. But we all done our tests.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Double dose and all.
Yeah. So I guess we'll jump right in. I don't know, when was the last time that you came?
That was early this year or late last year.
I think it was
Late last year.
There was a period because you guys actually came here.
Yes.
It must have
There
been
was that short window.
Yeah. So at that point, we had some COVID disruption. And then, I think people were hoping to, figure out how to live with it.
There was a bit of a false dawn, I think.
Yeah,
early part of this year.
So we thought, at that time things were open again.
Yeah.
Then March came around, things got worse. And I think that was the first batch of people who couldn't survive was gone.
In terms of business?
In terms of business.
Okay. I thought we wouldn't go on the COVID.
Not so mobile. No, not so mobile. But you could still say businesses because of COVID.
Yes. It was tough.
Yeah. And then now we are where we are. The question then is, from a branding marketing standpoint, what did people do for the last year and a half to survive? And then the next question is, okay, we'll never back to the normal anymore, right? And therefore moving forward, so what do people do, right? Okay, let's look backwards first. After all, this is December, end of the year. How has it been for you guys and your customers?
We've been doing a fair amount of coaching. Manisah has been talking to a lot of entrepreneurs, spending time with them, all online.
Definitely changes in patterns of consumption of branding and marketing support, for sure.
What does that mean?
So you've got one type of group or type of group of businesses who are taking the opportunity to refresh their brand, look at the adoption of technology. If they were earlier offline, maybe they didn't have a good website, they take the opportunity to fix all that.
Because suddenly now they have to have.
Yes,
suddenly they have to have presence. Yes,
Yeah.
and then you've got the other one where they are looking for the knowledge. They don't know how to handle these things, and most of them tend to come under programs, Mara, Pernas, InScan, and all that. So we've been getting requests for a combination of learn how to do it. Some learn how to and handhold for a few months, and
it being brand,
basically getting your brand online. That has been pretty much the trending thing, but it's not so much a trending as in a necessity.
Yeah.
The go-to thing was
so
to
what
get
kind of
your brand
companies
online.
don't have a digital brand yet?
Most of our SMEs.
Okay. SMEs doing what?
Macam-macam lah. Lifestyle ada yang, product food ada yang, services ada yang, FMCG.
Which always depended on physical stores and shops.
Yeah, word of mouth. They were getting by, happy enough to just local network, physical stores of course, those kind of things. But bila dah tak boleh nak buka kedai, itu yang suffer tu. Because to get on all those platforms, your Grab, Shopee, whatever, Lazada, you need to have a strong digital presence. Because it's a little bit of a catch-22. You have to get online because nobody can come to your store. But when you arrive online, suddenly everybody's there.
Ah.
So noisy.
Yeah.
You don't stand out,
How
you
you stand
suffer
out.
because everybody's going on price competition, that kind of thing, offer, that promotion. Everybody offers free delivery. And you're fighting with the likes of the big boys, macam Grab ada promotion dia, Shopee ada promotion dia. So this is where it's really survival of the fittest, just because you say, oh, now we can do online, it's good. Actually, it's a double-edged sword. Ada yang boleh, ada yang tak boleh.
And it may not be about cash. They always say cash is king, right? But these 2 years, it doesn't just test you on what you have left in your bank account. It also tests you on how I guess agile you are in trying to understand what's going on, in understanding and trying to understand what is happening to your clients, the changes to your clients, and the kind of changes that you need to adapt quickly, right? Those who can quickly do that, they survive.
Find new sales channels.
Right. That's why if you look at the numbers of SMEs that shut down in the last 2 years, the numbers are crazy. And I'm talking of micros lah. I think in 2020 they recorded 100,000, and then this year, first half of the year,
100,000 companies going down.
Shut down micros.
This is NIDAC punya survey.
Yeah, and then I think June this year was about 60 or 70,000. I haven't got the final numbers for until end of the year, but micros just,
it will not be less than 100,000 lah, basically. If middle of the year pun dah 60, 70,000.
yeah.
So then in total, over 200,000 companies have shut down. Well, temporarily or for permanently, we don't know lah.
But for us, if you go back to the fundamentals of building a brand, everything is still the same. You need to have a strong brand. What a strong brand has would be a clear purpose or mission, clarity of who you're serving, right? And if there's any changes because of the COVID and whatnot, you quickly change, but you know who you're serving, products and services that you are providing to these customers, and a very clear articulation of your brand and what you're doing for them.
Unless, of course, because of the accessibility, you might even have to change that lah.
Exactly. So brands who are agile would quickly revisit this, use data to drive their decision making, and once they've sorted out their brand, when it comes to the way they do marketing, if before they were heavily reliant on, say, for example, word of mouth, right? Now they have access to so many different types of platforms and channels that they can use, quickly get up to speed, use those different tools, right? Have the tools that you need to communicate. Just now you needed a clear articulation, your messaging, right? But once you have that, you need to be able to put that into visuals, into words, right?
Now how do you push that out lah?
Right, even through your people. And now if you look at social media, just this morning I was telling Silmy, Maybank, for the life of me, has never used this kind of colourful, very funky videos before.
Very Gen Z.
Very Gen Z, yeah. Yeah.
Which advert was that for?
It was about a cat house, something, a testimonial
it's a testimonial of an SME that used, I think, one of the Maybank products. I said, Maybank did not do this before. I think Maybank now has to, because things have changed. People's attention span are so much shorter.
But this is the part that I want to... That's why I say it's a double-edged sword. Yeah, it's tough. Yes, you need to be agile. But at the same time, the support around sebenarnya has also shifted, has also adapted. Maybank, adapting, shifting. The bigger banks, we work with the likes of UOB, one of our partners for Turbocharge Life. They've shifted, they have their SME programs. The techies are shifting. Dulu, this is not our market. We just want the big accounts. This is an enterprise solution. Cannot survive. The enterprise guys are also cutting down costs. They had to go to SME. So they are adapting their tool to make it cheap and cheerful. Maknanya, you tak boleh effort banyak, kita ada package kecil-kecil. You know, that kind of thing. So, I can only see good things in that sense moving forward, because people there's a massive paradigm shift where, like it or not, you have to go digital.
I think there was a shock a shock to
And
the
on both sides, both supply
whole
and demand.
ecosystem. Yeah.
You tak boleh nak harap big boys je nak support your business.
Yeah.
From a technology per service provider point of view.
Yeah.
That's why the MDEC digital
So
program.
big,
blah, blah,
big
blah.
boys also had to adjust.
Yeah.
They had to adjust, even in the way that they worked. They couldn't use the same way. Everybody couldn't be in the same building. You had to break them up. You know?
Yeah, correct.
So
Split
those
off
changes,
and all that, yeah.
exactly. And SMEs as well had to quickly adjust. Okay, I can't operate from my shop. I need to quickly shift to online. So it's all about agility. And the key question throughout these 2 years was, are you agile enough? Did you prepare yourself enough to be able to keep up with all those changes? And I think for us, the biggest challenge is always the psychology of everyone on both the demand side and supply side. Even down to people who are employed. Organizations, I think, are struggling to keep up with the changes that their staff are experiencing.
So what specifically are some of the changes that you...
I mean, take a simple example. The economy has opened up. By right, theoretically, you should be able to okay, get up, go to office the next day. Expect that everybody wants to do that as well. But what organizations are facing, I think this term is going around, the great resignation. People resigning because they don't want to work anymore.
That's right.
Right?
In the US, all the Walmarts and Burger Kings and all that. Right?
This is the nature of globalization. Whatever we think is trending in the US is happening here as well.
Yeah.
It's a matter of degrees.
Yeah.
We've seen this great resignation of the Gen Y, Gen Z.
Even in Malaysia?
Even in Malaysia, yeah. And not wanting to work at the office, wanting to work wherever they are, because they've gone through it for 2 years and they feel that, I can do this way. Yeah. Same goes for customers.
I mean, it's our fault juga lah as employers. Dah ada Zoom account kan. So we subscribe to it because we had to during the pandemic. Now we still have it.
But the habit kind of stay lah. I mean, it's not a bad thing per se. There has to be a balance in everything.
There is optimization in working from home because you get up from bed. Technically, you can just start working lah, right? Yeah. But
I'm not saying that's optimal.
The worst for me,
you cannot travel time.
So the problem, the worst for me is suddenly now you can't have back-to-back meetings.
And you do.
Because
you do. Yeah. It's nuts. And your brain is just fried.
Yes.
That's one of the negative things lah, right?
Yeah.
At least before, you do have to walk over to another meeting room, right? Or another building.
I mean, the thing about getting into that zone, that mental frame of, this is, I'm working, blah, 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 kan. Jumpa client, you go to the space, they have to do the formalities, name cards, semua. That does affect the culture. Yeah. But now, everything is shifted. Everything is blurred, everything is merged.
Tapi kan, I have to say lah,
but we're still finding our way lah. I mean, as an economy, everybody is still finding their way. Where is that?
But it's very erratic. I mean, just now we talked about the great resignation, people not wanting to leave their home, right? We've also got people who want to leave their home and not work at home anymore as well, because you're talking about cabin fever earlier, right? That's happening. And I think if we go back to those simple things in life that sometimes we take for granted, these 2 years it really, really did test people on their purchasing, on their choices of things that they want.
Because even working from home, let's not generalize the fact that it's a choice. Not everybody has a quiet place at home to work, right? Everybody, some are sitting on the living room. Not just that, with your kids on the sofa, dua orang in class, right? And then you on the sofa, you in the dining table, and that is.
I mean, we're digressing a little bit from branding and marketing lah. Tapi memang I think the kids really suffered lah, the ones that couldn't go to school. Because school is not just about learning; it's about socializing, it's about learning,
the interaction,
to find your place in society. How do you
even the silly little socialization, right? Learning how to chat and talk to your friends.
That's what school is about lah. That's me. But that has been taken away from the
this
kids.
is about branding and marketing. As many people, it affects how we advise our clients as well. I find that when we work with brands, we need to actually take into account of the ongoing and upcoming changes. we ourselves,
One thing for sure.
even that challenge to keep up with what's going
how
on.
it's related
Yeah.
to branding marketing is that last everybody is a consumer.
Mm.
So the whole change in psychology of the whole world as consumers, because you kind of have that tension of you're familiar with online, but you still crave that physical connection and interaction. So where does that leave brand owners? How do you figure it out? I'm happy to see that actually. Okay, like it's misfit lah. It's so freaky to see the malls full. But at the same time, I'm telling myself at least the shops are doing business lah.
Correct.
And the ones that survive,
the ones that could at least pay the rent with deliveries, right? At least are still there. But that's a funny thing, right? If you go to the new mall, Tropicana Gardens, right? Wow, max full, right? But if you go to Starling, right? Just a few. Starling top 2 floors, everything's shut.
Yes, we did go to Starling.
You know, the food court is pretty much all dead, right? So, and that was thriving before, right? So, you know, it's as you say, like, it's nice to see some of the shops that survive. So it's now getting the crowds back. But unfortunately, there's a whole bunch of shops that couldn't make it to the finish line, right? And then couldn't wait for the crowd.
So the smart ones, what they do is they maintain the delivery, they maintain the online orders.
I guess not so much the smart ones, right? Because most of them were doing that, but sometimes it's just not enough. And I know that a bunch of the friends that I had who had like restaurants on there, if they could not sustain, you know, they were getting deliveries, they were doing it, but it comes back to your point earlier, right? Okay, I go online. But then everybody's online. Okay?
That's why I use the word smart. Because it's always about balance. When you have a brand that has the potential of tapping onto different platforms, different channels, right? And you know how to work with all the different options. That's where you can balance out. And maybe this one has visibility, but this one has the database. At the same time, I maintain my own presence. I make sure that, you know, I'm engaging with people on social media. And actually, you shouldn't even just rely on social media. It should be omni-channel. The different types of channels that you can use. Community groups. If you look at data, you find that if you're looking at 20 to 29, 30 to 39, they love using messengers. Messengers. It's a big thing.
Facebook,
Messengers, WhatsApp, Telegram, bigger than Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, I guess the WhatsApp groups just went berserk, kan? But again, it's very organic, lah. Because it is okay. If I didn't know about a certain WhatsApp group, then I wouldn't be in it, right? If I didn't know, so I've got like 3 durian groups. Right? But I'm sure there are others out there. But I only know these 3, right?
Right.
And I'm trying to think back now. Okay, how did I know about these 3? Is because somebody forwarded.
Yes.
You know, come down. So it's very organic, lah.
So and then you have a trusted channel, right? Yeah. So
but when you say word of mouth, WhatsApp is the new word of mouth.
It's the word of mouth, still. So it's still organic. It's just that this time the word of mouth is a little bit more epic, lah. Right? Suddenly there's a group of 100 people, right, in that word of mouth as opposed to.
And again, going back to the word smart, why I use the word smart is because a smart brand owner would definitely make sure that there's something shareable that they will always have for people to spread and share. And that's why just being just signing up on Grab or Foodpanda, we're talking about restaurants just now, and it's not enough.
It's not good enough. Yeah.
There's a lot of hard work that goes behind brand building.
So is viral videos then part of the brand building strategy now?
Like it or not, yes.
Okay.
That does open up a whole different section of conversation. What is viral? I hate that word.
For me, it just means that everybody's passing it around.
I don't know, but you know, once upon a time, people thought that, okay, if you do some silly TikTok thing, you know, that's going to get you viral. Trying to figure out what is viral, that in itself is a big challenge for brand owners, because your brand, what works for your brand and what works for another brand might be different.
Sometimes it's not even driven by you.
Itulah.
Right?
Why-
And this is totally random, right?
Exactly.
Somebody's going to post something
Viral is
about
not
your thing.
viral is not a strategy. It's just an outcome. It happens. If it happens, it happens.
Yeah. And you cannot depend on that,
Yeah,
right?
you can't depend on that for a business strategy.
I went to Nasi Kandar Pende in Idalil. So then I recorded this guy, Takwa, and all that. I put it in the Nasi Kandar group. In a day, I had like over 1,000 likes and like 400 shares. I was like, oh, I'm really viral. And you know, and it's just a video that, okay, tak adalah, there is nothing fancy about it, but somehow it just got to people.
The reason why it got to people was because you didn't plan for it to be viral. It was something authentic and genuine. Those are the things that go viral. Once you start, I want to make this viral, then it's not authentic anymore, and it won't go viral because people can see through it. Oh, macam if you recall that famous dude from Italy yang yang ada expression tu, apa nama dia, can't remember, the black dude yang dia banyak make fun of people and there's this very
you didn't have to do it that
you
way.
didn't have to do it that way. I can't remember his name already.
Correct.
But once he started taking endorsements, dah tak best dah video dia. It's not authentic. So that's a viral strategy
the
lah.
word viral itself starts the whole conversation on that topic. But memang definitely every brand owner needs to know themselves. Needs to understand the target that they're going for, and needs to come up with the contents that can engage with the customer. So those are fundamentals that have to be in place. Old normal, new normal, it doesn't matter. You have to take care of that. But of course, before the pandemic, brand owners thought that you can just like do it once and maybe update it like maybe in a year or 2 years. But I tell you, with the pandemic, no way. You gotta do it more often. You have to be in touch with the changes with your customers and be able to quickly switch.
And keep up, meaning you may be posting something all the time.
It's not just about posting, though. That's the thing. Because different brands have different ways of reaching to their customers.
For example?
I mean, if I'm targeting 40 to 49, I don't expect 40 to 49 is going to be online all the time. Right? And then not everybody wants to be...
online. It's which platform?
Yeah.
You just take it, everybody's online all the time. It doesn't matter which platform you're talking
Everyone's
about.
pandemic tu.
WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, which one?
So based on data from Voyager, by Datal, so what we see is that before pandemic, Facebook, Instagram, social media is top on the list. Over pandemic, now messengers are top on the list. So you have to understand.
But doing what on Messenger?
Messenger means, like what you do with your durian groups. What do you do when in your durian groups?
You share this video, whatever, new info, new promo, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what people do. And now, it's as if like over the pandemic, people are like very overwhelmed by the amount of contents that's gone online. That's why they've started to like go back to messengers where they can focus a lot more.
So they're more focused.
That's what I wanted to say. Now you can't just look at demographics alone. That is your starting point. What age group are they? So that kind of tells you generally what is their behavior like, whether they're online or not, or which platform. But then what we've seen is that when you cut across interest groups or interest that's where you can be a lot more targeted. Because out of the three of us here, how would you know we're all pretty much the same demographic? Tapi out of here, only 2 people eat durian. How would you know?
Correct. Unless you see what you post lah.
Itulah. So if both of us are in the group, then we're the ones who like durian. She's not. But just looking at demographic is not enough. So that's where the tools that we've been exploring, whether it's Datal or whether it's a few of the other ones that we've been working with over the past 1 year, what we've noticed is that the ability to go even deeper and deeper and more detailed into the targeting.
Is it effective so far?
Yes. Yes, because it's so noisy, yeah? We've established that. Online is so noisy. How do you cut through the noise? You have to be super, super targeted.
No, my point is, are the tools effective?
Because if they help you be targeted, yes.
But of course...
No, but have they been? From your experience?
The ones that she's been coaching, yes.
How effective tools are will depend on
the user.
whether you're using it correctly or not lah.
you give Thor's hammer, only Thor can use, right?
No, Captain America
Can lift it, but maybe not use it.
So I'll give you another example. NextMind AI. So based on Google search of keywords, right? You can now use keywords to you can now use tools like NextMind to see which keywords would matter most to your brand. You can even use these keywords to generate blog posts, articles, just from these keywords.
So it analyzes your brand, then it tells you use these keywords.
And it can generate blog posts and articles for you.
Wow.
First cut. But you gotta go through it and then
but still, you've already eliminated a lot of other options lah. Right?
So fundamentally, tool is very good. Okay, lots of potential. And you can do a lot with it in the sense that you can turn around with lots more posts and articles, kan? But what if you don't know how to feed the right information and you don't know how to read and use the keywords?
And you publish it in the wrong place.
Yes. So that's why tools banyak, kena belajar, right? And kena practice. Because the more you use them, the more you learn from the information that you get from the data, and then the more you get, if you get it wrong, you fix it or you make changes, and then things will go right.
The scary thing about marketing is that marketing and marketing tech sebenarnya dah almost synonymous, which people don't realize. People still think marketing not on doors.
But actually they've been using tech a lot anyway.
Yeah, they've been using tech without realizing one thing. They've been the subject of marketing tech as consumers without realizing the thing. But the fact is, all businesses need to start adopting marketing tech because they are almost 80%, 90% overlap. Even the people jual nasi lemak tepi jalan dah ada QRP, right? Okay, plug in bank, which is
thank you very much.
Yeah, but it's awesome because
it's touch and go and QRP.
Yeah, but it enables these people to be cashless. Sebab kalau all your customers are already cashless, and these street side hawkers are left out, then they're going to be left out of the digital economy. So all these things means that, like it or not, marketing tech is here. The pandemic just percepatkan. And that is important for all businesses to realize. Marketing tech is here to stay. It's how you use it, what you use, how much you use. It's a matter of degree je. Because if you don't, definitely you're going to be left out. How many times have we walked away from places because they couldn't take cash? They couldn't do cashless. They couldn't do cashless.
Many times.
And
although it's becoming less and less apparent that these places exist anymore. Because for me, when looking back, almost everywhere there will be a cashless option. Of course, there is the Visa Mastercard, right? That's
but that one's always been the big boys' option.
Correct. So but for me, the big and big boys, but also more established places the bigger restaurants, bigger shops. But the less than that, especially for the markets right? The wet markets and all that you go to now, semua dah ada, right?
Whereas wet market dah ada ke QRP? Belum
ada. If you go to Taman Tun Market, all the shops are.
Because they follow the clientele.
I was going to say over the pandemic, we've not gone to wet market.
We go to the market.
We tried lah.
So have you reverted? Do you see yourself reverting back to going to the wet market, or are you stuck with? Are you now prefer?
Maybe.
Yeah. But my wallet is
deep question to ask at the moment.
But my wallet is absolutely zero.
RM1
pun tak ada dalam tu.
And you could forget your wallet at home, which is fine.
As long as phone ada lah.
Your phone with battery, then you're fine.
Exactly.
With battery. But back to my point.
That's another problem to solve.
It's one of those, the pandemic made it faster. There are lots of tools now, like you have to use it. It's a lot like macam, I know we're old enough to pernah drive kereta manual lah. It's a lot like that. You hop into a decent Perodua Myvi now, you can see all the gadgets kan, all the functions kan. Marketing is like that. Banyak benda automated, banyak benda kena faham data. It's just like driving a new car now, a modern car. You belum lagi cerita Tesla.
Whatever else new.
Because it drives itself. Some parts of marketing are like that, fully automated. You cannot not do without AI.
But you know when it comes to...
So I'm just trying to plant that picture in people's minds. If you think marketing is macam dulu-dulu, it's like you bawa kereta manual. Sedangkan you just go into any new car, it doesn't have to be an expensive car. You can see a lot of automation and data and sensors and cameras.
The key to it is what people want, and that drives the changes.
Your destination is still up to you. Marketing is just a tool. Kereta is just a vehicle. How you drive, where you drive, what's your purpose, itu semua is still up to you as a business owner.
Surely, right now, isn't that obvious already? Surely everybody knows how to drive. There is auto car. Nobody drives manual anyway.
But
so it must be a degree. Surely you don't have to meet customers and say, hey guys, you need to look at digital channels. Surely for the last year, everybody's moved on. Now the question is, okay, how best to do this?
We've been talking to close to 100 entrepreneurs over the last year. It's not as obvious.
At most, they know that I need to be on a WhatsApp group
Of course, they do.
Although I'm not saying it's digital. But
what's obvious is now the realization you have to be online. Okay, that's a given. But the hows and the wheres masih lagi they need help.
I think that opens up another section of conversation because when you talk about entrepreneurship, I think the one thing that has happened in the last 5 years at least is that a lot of people who are not meant to become entrepreneurs became entrepreneurs.
Not by choice, you mean?
There's this dream of becoming jutawans lah and all that. Nak jadi entrepreneur and product.
That opens up.
So when meant to be, meaning I want to, but you shouldn't be a business.
Yes, because not everybody can become an entrepreneur. Doing business is gila susah. If we knew that it was this susah, I tell you, go back 10 years ago,
you got a job, is it?
I would have been happy to stick to my job. but everybody have different choices lah, whether they can go back to work or not, right? But a lot of people who have become entrepreneurs, who are not resilient enough,
don't have the fundamentals
and don't have a brand. They don't have a brand that they have built. Especially the ones yang help to sell other people's brands. It's not their brands. They don't have anything. So during the pandemic, memang it's tough. It's really tough for them. Because fundamentally, whatever situation you're given, if you know your shit, and you know what needs to be done, right? Whatever situation you're given, you know what to do. Whatever tool that you need to learn, you will learn because you know shit. You know
that is the entrepreneur lah.
You don't have to wait for a grant or government program to go about and learn, because learning is so easy now. So many free sessions, whatever language you want, English, Malay, semua ada. Yang berbayar pun ada, tapi you're relying on people to motivate you or push you.
Kalau you tengok apa tu the successful ones that come up from any kind of programs, right? Still you find that the trait that is common amongst them, whether you get funding or you don't get funding, is that resilience.
Self-motivation lah. Dia tak payah orang suruh orang jadi usahawan ni, dia tahu nak usaha kan.
But I guess but you also need to, resilience is one, you can be very resilient, but if you didn't realize that, but you need to drive it with some brand lah. Kan, you can be plugging away, trying to push your nasi ayam hebat ni, but you have not brand, you don't know the brand aspect of it, then you will still fail kan. I'm resilient, I'm turning up every day, I'm still trying to
so kat sini ada two questions tadi about awareness about the need for automation to use tech tools, right? This other question of awareness is a different question. Awareness about whether you need a brand or not. And because of this is why we started business more than 10 years ago.
This is why you exist lah.
This is why we
people
exist.
have a good product, it will sell itself lah. Kan, ni bagus ni, I punya
that was how
is the best.
That was how it used to be lah.
No, but not used to be though. I think there are people still.
There are people still.
Can who start from a product, which I don't think is the wrong thing. Okay, I have a product, a really good product, and then when I try to sell it, I sell it as the product lah. That's it lah, right? Now, but then
once you get a copycat who go on price, give this and that, you suffer because your brand awareness is not strong.
Atau dia murah
you
sikit.
don't have the loyalty.
I
mean, we can have many conversations on various aspects of branding, but the one thing that, as far as the pandemic is concerned, is that Lalas, people need to cakap the whole package of the entrepreneur is what is gonna see whether they can cross the line or not, because
people tools process, people products process.
I mean, this is consulting talk lah, but generally,
but it's true.
Yes, I'm not gonna argue about that. But what we've seen is that Lalas is down to the person though.
Yeah.
Because yes, maybe your business
down to the person to drive the brand.
Yes,
dalam banyak-banyak
the
dalam package tu.
To build something long lasting comes with needs to come with a strategy that is long lasting. Meaning your brand building, that you know that you need to put in the right places, invest in the right things, so that you are putting in the foundation for your brand building. Employ the right tools, employ the right people. Semua benda tu, Lalas is the person yang owner tu. Dia nak buat ke tak nak buat? Or are they just going to be jumping from one product to another product?
I would add purpose to it.
Yeah.
Whether you're a person with a purpose.
Well, the purpose is as simple as I want to make money lah.
That's not a purpose.
That's not
an outcome. That's an outcome.
Okay.
Yeah.
To feed my kids and family is the purpose, and therefore I need to make.
That's a cheat. You're still trying to talk about money.
You know,
you need to want more than money lah. Money is something that will come.
It's an enabler.
Yes.
Right.
So
freedom. I want freedom. You know?
Because this is where.
So give me.
Here's an example from BrandGeeks itself.
What's your purpose?
I mean, when we started the business, it was about creative freedom, for example, because I started
creative freedom for yourself.
For myself at the beginning of it. But then when she came on board, it was really about, okay, this business has to work because must feed family and kids, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But when we came together and combined, this is where the purpose was to build brands that change the world. And the money will come when we do our job well.
Yeah.
When we build our brand as consultants, where we have the reputation, when we bring in the right solutions for clients, and our clients grow because they change the world, or change their world at the very least. Or they change the world of their customers, that kind of thing. So the decision to do branding to make money, or to make money so that we can do branding, which one? That argument is always there.
You know that our mission of nurturing legendary brands that change the world has been the same since 2012. Since 2011. 11.
Dia kira bila dia masuk je. Dia kira bila dia masuk je. Rasanya kamu hobi apa. Masa seorang tak kira dia dekat.
Tiba sikit tanya.
Dah betul.
11, yeah. So we have not changed. It's just that how we deliver has changed according to the need of the time. So dulu strategy, design or creatives, and brand engagement. Okay. Now strategy, creatives, and engagement powered by tech, and that's where marketing tech is a large part of our forward.
Is evolving.
Yep.
But the what,
the what is evolving as well.
Okay, so for a more sophisticated business, right, like you guys, you can have that purpose, right? But for most micro entrepreneurs, right? Okay, I'm just going to sell tudung, right? Yeah, I'm just going to sell my nasi lemak. What purpose could there be beyond I want to feed my family? Right?
Siapa kata micro pun boleh ada purpose.
I'm not saying they don't, but I'm
just
saying, but what
recipe turun-temurun dari great grandmother nak sampaikan,
of my family.
Right? Yeah. And that's where brands like Secret Recipe gets their why.
You talk about tudung. That is like a whole industry in itself, right? Tudung, right? And of course, I see different levels of entrepreneurs. Ada yang Nilofa, okay, fine, whatever, Ariani, whatever. You think
that's why I know that.
But these people, you think their purpose is to go to them? No, their purpose is to build their brand. is to sell themselves, to create their legacy. That is their purpose. Tudung is just a product. That sama. Tudung is just a product. Kan? Whereas you can see the lower end. I'm not going to say lower end. Different end of the spectrum. There's one particular entrepreneur that I keep following. Dia jual tudung untuk budak-budak. I'm going to plug him. Tudung si comel.
Okay.
His purpose is different. His purpose to create that culture, inculturate, make it fun, make it easy, make it sesuai untuk budak-budak kalau dia orang nak pakai tudung, kalau parents nak encourage anak-anak, the youngest to pakai tudung. It's a totally different. I mean, the money will come if you have that purpose. That purpose obviously needs to be something evergreen that can evolve with the times. And the whys and the hows and the whats of course must change. That one confirm because there's no such thing as that one confirm. But those yang resilient, when they have that purpose, they can ride the rough times, because it's so easy to just say, enough, I'm done with this is not selling, I will move to the next flashy product.
Because then I was just thinking about one of the other phenomena for the last year and a half is these live Facebook videos, right? Which, okay lah, because obviously I don't watch not obvious, but I don't watch too many of them, but sometimes you do, and none of them as differ from each other lah. Right, for me, they're all doing this live thing at like 2 in the morning, selling whatever shoes and watches and whatever. And then you go to another similar type site doing same.
That's just an evolution of the telemarketing on TV tu yang kata CJ Wow Shop whatever.
Yes, right. Shop instead of one channel, now you have 1,000 channels. Correct. So for those companies, almost for me, almost no purpose lah. They're all a very shallow. That's it, right? They're just trying to sell. But between their Facebook channels, they're all the same.
But here's the difference now, Amran. This is where we are not knocking those people who do that. But they're not brand building. You can do that to make money. All power to you. And if you're making money from one product to another product, and you're feeding your family that way, there's nothing wrong with that. But you're not brand building. Itu je lah.
So,
when you
but
do
if they want to take it to the next level, then they need to look at their business slightly differently. Now it's about brand building, not just...
Because without a brand, you can't register trademark. Right? And then without...
Okay, so of course.
You never register lah. Without a brand, you can't register trademark. Right? Without a brand, you can't clock in like 10 years, 20 years, 30 years of track record of brand loyalty.
Or when will you establish? You can't even say that.
Right. And then without a brand, how are you going to export? If you're going to go overseas. Right? So if you want to do all these big things, you need to have a brand. But ada category usahawan, they just want to make money. Okay? And it is enough for them to basically just do these things and be able to sell. It's enough for them. So it's fine. But we cover the other group that wants to have a brand, that wants to leave legacy, that wants to make more, do more. They come to us, this group.
I mean, I see it as a matter of natural progression. If you work hard on your business, kenapa you tak nak build it up so that it can last longer than yourself?
You ada brand, you boleh franchise. You boleh license off.
If you wanted to.
You don't work, other people work for you. Okay.
No, I mean, it's not nasi ayam just now, man. It's not a big brand, but it's a brand that orang Subanjaya will know. Apa ni? Kak Lali Chicken Rice.
Siapa?
Kak Lali Chicken Rice.
Okay, let me check that out.
SF13 now.
Multiple shops or one shop?
Just one shop.
But really famous for...
It's really good nasi ayam lah. But it's not going to be your franchise because...
But is he brand building or is he selling nasi ayam?
It's kind of a mixture. It's brand building by accident. Because they're that good that orang Subanjaya tahu. Tapi it's not chicken rice shop, isn't it? The nasi ayam is 10 times better than chicken rice shop.
Yeah, there is chicken rice shop.
Chicken rice shop is a franchise. Is exported, right?
Really?
Chicken rice shop?
Are they not overseas?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I can't remember. But they are proper franchise. So itu yang masa macam sayang lah. You have any business has the potential to be a brand. It's whether you put your heart and mind.
So in fact, for this single nasi ayam shop, now she has a potential platform lah.
Kak Laili dah tak ada dah pun.
Anak dia
jaga.
Anak dia tak jaga. Anak dia hire pekerja je.
So, but because there is a following,
So he's still alive.
He in fact has a leg up lah. This could be.
It could be if they really put their high mind to it, to systemize it. It's history, there's legacy. Sejak 1980, that's the science says. And you ask any dude from Subanjaya who grew up there, they know. You follow them because dulu kat pasar, lepas tu dah pindah ke sini, pindah. So now it's SS13. So any brand, any business has the potential to be a brand. It's whether you bother.
He's showing how he loves this nasi ayam so passionately.
No, but I'm passionate about any business that has that differentiating factor, is good, is has a following, because that means sebenarnya you have the potential to grow. It's whether you're willing to invest in the next steps or not.
So I just wanted to move towards nasi kandar.
Okay.
Right? Because nasi kandar in the last 6 months to a year, okay, nasi kandar as an industry has suddenly now raised in terms of the profile, right? So everybody's talking about nasi kandar, right?
Anything in particular that triggered it?
I don't know. I think that one is definitely the website, the Facebook. Right, the Facebook, the nasi kandar hunters suddenly turned a lot of nasi kandar shops in focus, right? People who don't really eat nasi kandar first and realize there's so many now.
See, I was telling you about interest, kan?
Correct. So
interest is the strategy now. How do you target interest groups?
And within that, you have, okay, so there is the single shops like, in Penang lah, Di Maju, Di Juruto.
My friends swear by Sharif.
Right? The City in Sharif, right? Then you have the Kayu nasi kandar. And these are brand builders, right? The Kayu nasi kandar.
No, first thing you have to recognize that nasi kandar itself, they managed to brand their industry.
Yes.
So you start from that level first. The industry itself
is already
branded.
There is no nasi lemak.
No equivalent.
No equivalent. But somehow nasi kandar is like, whoa, right?
Actually, some areas you find that sometimes I do think about kat mana nak jadi restaurant with really good Malay food, sebab banyak mamak. Mamak is like everywhere. Of course, mamak nasi kandar different lah.
I give you the brand then. Serai. Kan? Something like Serai, I think has done very well for.
I swear, because again, like I said, my life revolves around Subanjaya. We swear by Cafe Bawang Merah, SS12. That one for 21 years has just consistently delivering. Menu hardly change. I baru nampak satu benda baru, satu kuih baru this week. But the menu has been pretty much the same for 20 over years. And what they do is deliver consistent quality at the right price packet.
So this is another candidate of sayangnya to have turned into a brand.
Yes, because again, it depends on how hungry the family is. Because they tried opening a second outlet, they couldn't focus. The one dekat Subang Perik, they closed. But I don't know lah. We'll see what happens with the next generation.
Ada family brand yang works macam Whisk. Whisk has grown from Empire, Whisk Coffee, from Empire, Whisk Cafe, sorry, and to quite a number of outlets.
They have about 8 now. They started in 2011. Earlier, 2009. Again, a coffee brand that is super competitive. They're one of the pioneers. And what they've done is that they kept their brand. So daripada awal lagi, the brand is there, Whisk Cafe, and then the coffee has been top notch. And being people who are pretty fussy about coffee, whenever we go to the different outlets, the quality is the same.
The product must be there lah.
Of course, that's a given.
So let's get some free consultancy from you guys, right?
Sure.
Let's go back to this one nasi kandar shop or whatever it is, right?
Okay.
So and let's say they have followers, right? Memang queue 45 minutes lah every time you want to go makan there, right? So how does now, okay, I realize that, my nasi kandar shop, it got something, right? How do I now move to become a brand builder?
First thing, you need QC punya system. Okay. Quality control lah. Because to expand, to have a brand presence, that means you have to have more than one outlet, right?
Yeah.
Because if people keep coming, having to queue 45 minutes, lama-lama, people fed up, people don't come. You need a few outlets to spread the joy.
Still come lah,
but let's say the queue becomes 1.5 hours. I mean, it's just not feasible, kan? Practicality point of view. So the quality control has to be there. I mean, your delivery has to be consistent. The culture has to be consistent.
You need a system.
You need a system.
So this is even before brand, per se.
That is part of brand.
It's part of
brand building, because the consistent brand experience, whether it's from the product point of view, from the service point of view, from the environment point of view, you punya setting macam mana, sofa you macam mana, kalau nasi kandar you punya meja macam mana, that kind of thing, the music that you play. We love going to Alimutu Ahok. has a good kopitiam kind of branding, because you go to any outlet, menu is consistent, speed of service is consistent, the music is consistent.
Really? Didn't notice the music.
Huh?
But
it adds to the ambience, because
it's a kopitiam, it's a place for people to chit chat.
But it's a Malaysian kopitiam. You dengar lagu Elikes,
yes.
Ramli.
So actually, what Silmy was going back to is a branding, marketing, and sales cycle that that I sort of mentioned earlier on. You got to go back to your branding. Is my mission or purpose is it relevant for me to spread to open up more outlets? Okay, then of course
your clientele, your positioning.
Yes, clients, then products. Masak dapur satu boleh. Nak masak untuk banyak-banyak, do I need central kitchen and stuff like that? So you still need to sort all that out, and then review your messaging. Does it still apply? If let's say I take it from Penang to Johor to Kelantan, does it still work? Let's say it's very very Penang, such that bila nak bawa ke state lain, it's not relevant. People will not pay attention to you. So you got to fix that.
Or how to figure out if that was
how to localize brand.
If that was something that worked, made it work. When you take it outside, okay, is that still going to carry or?
Sama macam kalau dari outside of Malaysia nak masuk Malaysia, or vice versa. When you want to go to any countries, you got to look at, can I bawa nasi kandar to Japan? Right? If you look at your ingredients, I think the issue will be more if you want to go to Vietnam, because people in Vietnam are very very conscious about the kind of ingredients that
freshness and all that.
That's why you see them eating more steam, more veggie. You tengok kami kalau nasi kandar
but you're talking about the chance of brand building, kan? Essentially it's putting that system in place where the brand covers not just the product but the service, etc., and then how do you scale it? Because then but you can have one outlet saja, boleh je kalau you rasa I just want to focus on what Bawang Merah does. Your brand will be localized lah. Itu je lah. You are a strong local brand champion.
But going back to the nasi kandar brand, so sort out your brand, and then sort out visuals, sort out your messaging, and then when you want to go into marketing, you cannot market for one area only. You got to look at marketing for multiple areas, right? And if you're going to have different people running the different outlets, how are you going to control the brand? You need a brand guide. You need them to follow a certain set of branding rules, right? And you need to make sure that they have the tools that they need. Some things you do the marketing, some things they do marketing on the ground. And then
if there's going to be campaigns on there, everybody follows the same.
Are you going to have a central marketing team, or are they going to have their own marketing people handling on the ground? So those are questions that you need to address, and then you can look at, okay, we're going to go out there and have multiple outlets and
I'm not saying brand building means you must have multiple outlets. You can have just the one outlet. It's a strong brand, but the reality is kalau F&B lah kan, it does
the whole really is to expand lah.
But maybe some people are comfortable with that, with just the one outlet. But it is a physical act of coming to eat.
It's all about profit, because you might have like multiple outlets, tapi profit gets smaller because so many things. When you have one shop, just one shop to take care of,
you can focus lah. Again, we're not knocking those businesses that prefer to focus
people have options that's what we're saying.
A certain level of scale. And brand building, of course, you always remember the global brands because they have that scale. And if you want to build brand loyalty, you do not necessarily need scale. It is not equal. But brand building means you must have consistency, you must have a following, you must have that unique brand experience that people remember you by and come and crave. Dia senang cakap lah, if people don't crave you at some point, then you don't have that brand loyalty. Dia mesti orang teringat tau.
Mesti beli orang ingat pasal nasi ganja.
Orang tak ni so people have that
attachment lah.
Yes.
Oh, actually then, okay, so for the small ones, obvious. Now let's go to the other end of this branding. Do you guys know about Chick and Bun?
No, I haven't heard of that.
Okay, so Chick and Bun, they do really good chicken burgers and chicken sausage hot dogs, right?
Malaysian brand.
I was getting there by My Burger Lab.
Why did they have to do that?
I wanted to speculate that with you guys. Okay, now that you don't know about it, so they have opened a branch in Kiara or something, right? So and they do that, and it's just chicken burgers and chicken hot dogs.
Maybe I can understand why.
So what would you
I'm
speculate?
totally speculating.
Totally speculation.
Totally speculating.
So why would
I am
My
a
Burger
customer of My Burger Lab. Kat mana dia buka?
Hatamas.
Okay. Hatamas is kind of expat central. So my speculation, pure speculation, is that maybe they want to go for the non-beef eating.
Okay.
Because beef is associated with health issues, sebab high blood pressure and all that, and also red meat, and also associated with environmental because it has the largest carbon footprint compared to the other types of food.
Supposedly.
Okay, so there's another story there.
There's another topic lah.
I understand. But that is the common ni lah.
Yeah.
I'm totally speculating that maybe they did a sub-brand is because they want to attract the more environmental conscious or chicken friendly kind of. Sebab beef satu lagi Hindu tak makan kan. But that's unfortunately the population is not as big to affect people in marketing lah. But maybe that's the reason lah. Maybe they just wanted to create a chicken brand that they can focus their marketing a bit more on the chicken.
That's the thing. So I asked some of my other friends, and they say My Burger Lab does have chicken burgers, right?
It does.
Yeah. So why go out to create a sub brand? It's interesting.
Yeah.
To go that far.
You need to look at their mission and purpose.
Yeah. Well, not that I can tell. Right? When you go to the shop,
they don't talk about it lah. Unfortunately, they don't talk enough about it.
Even My Burger Lab itself, I don't know what their purpose.
Exactly. But they have a quality product and they seem to have a consistent service delivery. And again, the burger franchises are like competing left, right, and center. Kan? So it's tough to kind of stand out. So maybe that's one reason why they want to focus. Again, it's about focus because if they have the resources to manage just the chicken bun brand. Maybe it makes sense to them lah.
So that's an example of where you can actually manage the focus of your segments to certain types of products or even mission and purpose by using branding. So you can still own multiple brands and support the different segments.
But each one of the brands carry different messaging.
Right. So siapa yang pergi, for example, at My Burger Lab, you're really on an exploratory mode. You are going for the dangerous flavors, different combinations of being a lab, man. That is the kind of
that part they live up to it lah because the flavors are not run of the mill lah.
Exactly. Whereas chicken bun would serve a different market, and that's how you can use branding for purposes of showing that you're focusing on these two different segments. Kalau tak ada brand, macam mana? Kan?
So maybe, as you say lah, maybe then for chicken bun, it's not so experimental. It's more consistent, and okay lah, then it's the chicken, no beef, and all that. So,
kena tengok what is the articulation lah. But another trend that we see happening, I think because the ones who are getting into entrepreneurship now tends to be between the age of 20 to 29. They're starting to hit the job market, the entrepreneurship space. If you look at the behavior, preference or interest, whichever it is, you find that it is very aligned with the movement in social enterprise, social entrepreneurship.
Okay.
Because I think that generation has a very, very strong sentiment towards betterment of the economy, society, or more of society and environment. Society and environment lah, maybe not so much economy. Exactly, and you find that there's a lot more efforts to actually
have a mission and purpose that is socially
and not have a negative footprint on the environment.
Correct. Yes. So this is something that I've been interested in like for many years, looking at the changes in generational behaviors. Yes. And you can see that once upon a time this was a university project, and now you find that a lot of social entrepreneurship efforts are hitting employment, entrepreneurship, because they are now working, they are now in business, and then you can see the the behavior of your Gen Y is becoming more on the family side because they're starting to get married, build families, right?
Yeah, the Gen Zs are getting married already.
Gen Z as well.
The older Gen Zs lah.
I'm really looking forward to what the Gen Alphas have got to offer.
Yeah. So the ones who started now, is it Gen D or not quite yet lah?
Yang dah start kerja ni.
Gen Z. That's Gen Z.
Gen Z. Yang start kerja, start kahwin dah.
Itu yang apa tu?
Gen digital.
Oh, that Alpha. That one Alpha.
Oh, it's Alpha.
Itu Alpha.
The one in school right now.
Oh, sorry, no. Gen D is cross ages.
But all digital natives lah.
Okay.
It's just a matter of whether you are born with digital or not lah.
That's the Alpha.
Like Alpha, they are born with digital. Gen Z grow up with. Gen Y, I think they learn about it at a later age kan.
Gen X, we do it.
Yes.
Let the kids play.
So sebab tu kalau if you go back to, we talked about the Great Resignation kan, you find that it's coming from a certain generation.
This is what Gen Y.
Gen Y lah. Gen Y.
So these are like almost middle tier, a bit younger lah.
I mean, fresh grads to junior managers kind of level lah. Where they're still fluid in their career path.
So commitments are still...
and they have options. There's freelancing, there's all these gigging platforms. Digital gigging pun boleh kan. If you're a designer, you can go on Fiverr, that kind of thing.
But the social entrepreneurship, it kind of started for me anyway, maybe about 4 or 5 years ago lah. There's a whole talk, through magic and all that, so there's a lot of... Then it went quiet for a while. I know obviously with COVID everything's gone really quiet, but you actually seeing it lah. I mean, a lot of the kids are now going into entrepreneurship, which is a little bit more as a social aspect or environmental aspect.
So the ones that comes through a lot of the government programs are the younger ones. So you can see that in trying to get them to explore their mission and purpose, these things tend to come up quite a bit. Why they want to go into certain things. But of course, there's also a balance of what they want as well, because as I mentioned just now, I think the pandemic just made everything become very erratic. Yes. So there's that struggle of I want to do something for myself, for what's bigger than myself, all those things, and you find that is kind of like causing that, I guess, that desire to leave and do something else. And just to explain some of these changes that in marketing, it is our concern, because if let's say originally you targeted this group thinking that okay, what I have is what they want, right? Suddenly there are changes on their side. Actually, maybe it's not even sudden. For me, it's something that they've been thinking about. But it's just that I think if you compare to generations like Gen X, they the moment they can, they will. They will go do what they want to do.
So I'm just wondering if, the reason, so when you asked me about purpose, right? And I automatically talked about, about making money lah. I think, I wonder if that's a reflection of my generation lah. Right? My generation, why do you work, right? It's purely for the money, purely for economic success, right? But if you ask that question to these 25-year-olds, therefore their purpose is suddenly greater than themselves, right? Because that's the kind of generational conversation or environment that they've grown into.
I mean, don't get me wrong, they still want to make money. But they realize that just wanting to make money. I mean, maybe we are biased in the sense that the people that we interact with tend to have that kind of thought. Our clients, for example, when we do the brand strategy, all of them end up having infused some sort of a purpose/social purpose. Because it becomes part and parcel of what's the bigger picture here. Because we always ask that question.
But going back to data, right? So data shows that 20 to 29, 30 to 39, biggest influencers are their parents. And if you look at that age, probably because they get a lot more support. So headspace is freed up.
Yes, right. You don't have to worry about the next meal.
Right. Kalau Gen X, mak bapak diorang dah, okay, go get work. Right. Go get job. You want to buy? Pay yourself.
Correct. Therefore, you're right. The headspace is about almost like survival lah.
Yes.
You don't have time to worry.
And then by the time we make money, we're like, okay, You have to make more money. You know what I mean? So it could be because of that factor as well, that there's more room to explore the opportunities for them lah.
But it's also a bit of a backlash from the previous generations punya excess lah. I mean, that's a global trend. You see how millennials versus boomers punya argument that the boomers have taken all they can from Mother Earth, and now we're left with the shit, so we have to do this. We have to clean it up. But at the same time, like it or not, because entrepreneurs are getting smarter, are getting more sophisticated, more exposed, this whole purpose argument, purpose/social purpose lah, and that when you ask them what's the bigger picture, it always ends up going or revolving around society. I mean,
but I
people
wonder
around
if
them.
even that is actually driven by their surrounding lah. But that is the current conversation, right? The current conversation is about ESG lah.
Yes.
Whereas during my time, the conversation was all about the excesses lah.
Shareholder value. Dulu shareholder value.
Right? Right. So those things. So,
but these things come in cycles. If you talk about enterprises, when it was just a village enterprise, it was a social enterprise. Kita kalau maybe your audience are others old enough to remember kedai runcit dekat kampung, you always have that buku 35 where they help the people yang tak mampu to put in the book first. That's a social enterprise. It's just coming full circle where you access everything global, and then it comes back to a community based kind of enterprise, and they call it social enterprise. So
Amazon buys everything.
That's the thing.
But coming back to how we are approaching things, so we're trying to make branding and marketing accessible to businesses at all stages, whether you baru ke or you dah lama ke.
And how do you do that?
The way we service them is different. So if let's say you're at the early stages of your business, then we tend to cover you in a group rather than one by one. The one-to-one tends to be when you're a bit more established, and then you have cash flow lah, and you have somewhat validated the market, ready for the big boost, the big push to market. And it could be because you're changing your target market, or you're changing your market altogether. So different levels, different ways that we serve you, right? When it comes to the application of marketing technology, this is very relevant as well, because when you're at different stages of your business, you're at different stages of adopting technology as well. So some types of technology you can adopt early. Some is better when you have some track record or some need to scale.
For example, what would be relevant only to the small brands and?
Well, I mean, obvious ones, but just social media. That's obvious.
We've been running a few programs for a few government agencies. Maybe we're one of the few consultants that actually tell all the tricks that we have. We actually tell them, we share with them, because for us, if you can't afford us, that's fine. But here's how we do things, and maybe you can try and adopt. So we teach them. Kena buat design kan? Okay, teach you about Pinterest, how you can find different. How do you do a mood board? How do you find different ideas, different concepts? Then we teach them how to use Canva, for example. Canva Premium is RM30 per month. If you can't afford a full-time designer or an agency, just pakailah Canva, buat sendiri. We teach them how to do things themselves, and how to appreciate the different components of creating a poster, for example. You can ada you punya header, you can ada you punya banner, you punya hero image, you can ada you punya CTA, your social media links. All these things we teach people in a group, and we do what they call it, exercises, practical exercises, where they work together as a group.
And each tools actually dia punya the levels that can still apply. For example, like if you're
between the free version and the
free version dengan paid version, satu hal. Kreatif ke tak?
Boleh
menulis ke tak? You know. So macam if I give you an example, Super Newsroom. It's a tool for you to reach media to get PR coverage. Okay. Kalau you tak pandai tulis, yes, you can get you can access, you can see the names of the media and all that, but you nak reach to them, you tak tahu what to write. So you probably need to learn how to write yourself if you don't have budget, or use tools like macam Next Mind tadi, or engage Super Newsroom using their virtual PR. Right? But if let's say you have a marketing team, right? And
ni atas sikit lah.
Ni atas sikit. Marketing team ni ada relationship tak with media? If ada, then they can probably go direct. But if tak ada, ataupun they are exploring a new market, then they can use tools like this And because they have somebody who can write, somebody who can come up with a PR kit, so they don't need help. But simple, different level.
Yeah. So therefore, they can use different.
Yes. So at this stage, we're on a mission to not just cover brands, to help them with their branding and marketing, right? We're also on a mission to discover more marketing tech solutions.
Right.
So we've covered a group out of our Turbo Charge Live 2021. So we are working on 2022 pula.
So what is this Turbo Charge 2021, 2022?
It was our inaugural marketing tech conference that we did in October. The first time we dropped by, we talked about it. We wanted to be
so we wanted to actually follow up from there, right?
Yes.
So that happened. Alhamdulillah, we had almost 400 participants.
Virtual, right?
Virtual. The
100%.
format was designed as such to enable participants from all over, and alhamdulillah, we got 10 people from 10 countries to dial in.
Okay.
Obviously mostly Malaysians, but we got a good number from Indonesia, Singapore, Brunei. And what was interesting was that it's kind of a little bit meta, so just dropping in meta for now. It was a virtual event using a marketing tech tool to promote marketing tech.
Okay.
And we use marketing tech tools to also promote the event.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
did it work?
It worked. We got 432 registrations.
Right.
Yeah.
What was good was we brought the two sides together, Ayam dengan Itik, the marketers and the marketing techies. Bring them together.
And we had some big brands in there as well, not just small ones. Yeah, interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how would you measure success for that?
I mean, for us, it's about satunya satisfaction level lah. Each session kita ada poll kan. Everything hit 80-90% satisfaction level, approval rating, that kind of thing. And another thing is what we looked at was satisfaction of both sides. So kita got testimonials and dipstick in terms of satisfaction from the marketers, which made up about 60% of the attendees, and the marketing techies. Because again, our role as intermediaries in that sense to build this community, which at the moment is kind of very fragmented lah. People talk about fintech, people talk about agrotech, people talk about halal tech, semua ada. Marketing tech kat Malaysia tak ada siapa yang punya. So kami cop dulu.
Cool.
Kind of thing.
It's not a thing yet lah, is it?
It's not a thing yet.
Marketing tech.
People take marketing for granted.
Actually, globally
There is.
But a lot of the marketing tech conferences,
Geared for the big boys.
Yes.
Tiket kau kalau tak
Yelah,
$2,000.
because they're the guys who spend money on,
Yes.
on the marketing tool. And
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we're planning for next year already.
Yeah.
Inshallah, we'll be launching it soon.
What's it called?
It's TurboCharge Live. The domain is also turbocharge.live.
Okay.
It's easy to remember. Look forward to some detail maybe come January.
Yeah.
And the theme is going to be very similar because what we set out to do was to simplify marketing tech. Even the word itself, orang tak familiar, and actually can be quite scary because yes, some of the industry jargon call it matek. Matek, apa tu? Kan, memang tak faham lah kan. But last when people went through it, it was something that they could understand because our instruction to the marketing tech is know your audience, make sure that you have different levels of exposure that you're giving to them. Jangan target big boys. We had solutions for enterprise ada, but we also had the solutions for SMEs, micros, and all different levels of marketing needs. Because like I said earlier lah, even you are a regular business pun, you think you tak payah marketing tech, sebenarnya dah payah. You have to. You have to. There's no such thing as getting away from marketing tech. So it's about having that different level of engagement. And we've continued that by migrating the participants into another marketing tech platform that we use, into a community platform. So the TurboCharge community is now active. We've got a few hundred people that are now there. Yeah, awesome. And we have conversations going, and we plan to have a lot
they can
more
watch
content.
replays.
The replays from the previous, the TurboCharge Live 2021 is there as well. They can watch all the contents. And we had about 20 odd marketing tech solutions that we featured. So it's about building up that community lah, because like it or not, for us, the money will come as a business, which we need to make money. The money will come when we have more believers
on the importance of
branding, marketing tech.
Branding, marketing powered by
Marketing tech.
Marketing tech,
Because all businesses need marketing. That one, it's just that how do you do it in this digital era, which you cannot run away from.
The interesting thing is, antara the techies, they also are learning about each other. Because they also need to do marketing.
Of themselves, right?
Yes. And if you talk about, kita cakap tadi Gen Z,
so they are
Gen
marketing, market tech, and they also marketeers themselves, right?
Of course, every business needs to do marketing. And the scary thing about it, your future consumers are all digital natives.
Eventually.
So with the turbocharged
No, it's
community,
happening already. Kids, sekolah rendah making purchase decisions lah.
With this money, unfortunately.
yes,
I didn't say they pay for it. They make purchase decisions.
pestering power.
That's right.
So with the turbocharged community, we are on a mission to create masters and champions of branding and marketing powered by marketing tech. Out of the group of marketers who have gone through, either they are our clients or participants of our programs.
And the marketing techies as well. So make sure that there is that conversation going where it's not just hard selling. It is celebrating what people do in their branding and marketing and exploring new ideas and new methods. Tak boleh lari lah. That's the message hopping daripada.
So this platform is relevant for entrepreneurs who are doing the marketing themselves, the marketers themselves.
Or marketing teams of larger organizations.
So for larger organizations, it will be the marketing team. And of course the marketer. Martech. Yes.
We're still at the beginning, a lot more to do. But we've got a good start. So we're working towards the build-up for 2022. So in the meantime, part of the build-up essentially is getting all the marketers we have in our staple now to be more tech savvy. And in terms of the fundamentals, we're covering the basics as well. Getting them to revisit their branding, their marketing, and then I think now because with the tech tools, sales and marketing are starting to get closer together. When you're doing your marketing, sometimes it's like going for conversion as well, okay? So we've got that happening right now lah, until Turbocharge Live 2022 in October.
I guess when you go to marketing and then you've got the CTAs, right? That is down the sales path already.
Right?
And it is at the same spot, right?
But that's how technology helps you make things faster, more real time, more automated. Benda macam tu memang kena in your vocabulary already lah as a marketer. So
so next year we'll have updates from 2022 lah.
Okay lah.
That's been an awesome chat.
So with that, I think that brings it to a logical conclusion for today. Thanks again for coming in.
No worries.
Always a pleasure to have you guys in. Still my one and only pair double. Masih lagi. Okay lah. So a lot about marketing tech, right? Branding is are you just a business or are you a brand builder? I think that's something that people need to consider, right?
Nothing wrong with being just a business, but it's what you want lah. Out of the effort.
Comes back to the purpose lah.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Don't just think about making money. Why are you making money?
You have to make money.
Of course.
Nobody's dissing you for make money. Go ahead and make money.
Okay, man. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Aaron.
Thank you so much.
Either burgers or nasi kandar or dinner. Okay.
No.
Chick bun.
Durian je kena miss.
Alright, awesome.